Is this live? I hope so. Oh, now it sounds. Does the noise gate work? Has the noise gate cancelled out the crackling in the background? I hope so. Interesting, so it's cancelled out the noise of when I speak. It's cancelled out when I'm not speaking. It doesn't cancel out when... Is that just microphone quality then? It must just be microphone. Yeah, whenever I make any noise. Whenever I make any noise, then it crackles in the background. I'll get a better microphone. One day. That's the plan. Should I wait until after I move? No. No, I should get a nice microphone. I think I want actual... should I put actual... Not me playing the guitar, let's put actual background music on. What did I have? Royalty-free chill beats. Let's click a random one, see what we get. Is that coming through? Is this chill enough? That's a bit too funky. I think I want something a bit more chill than that. Maybe not that either. What else have we got? Candlelight designs? That sounds chill. Well, I'm not sure I like that. It's not going to be anything that I like. Burning intensity. Maybe something a bit more jazzy. What comes up with royalty-free background jazz? Copyright-free jazz. That sounds good. I like that so far. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Oh, that's nice. Where am I? What am I doing? Ooh. Do I want to order food? Should I order food later, maybe? Do a bit of this, order food in a bit, and then stop when food gets here. Ooh, general planned works. Opening up works in connection with the fire risk appraisal of external walls. This is happening while I'm on holiday. It's being undertaken so that the external wall construction at the building can be properly inspected and assessed by a specialist consultant. Ooh. A cherry picker will be used to access the front and side elevation facing the street. A towel scaffold providing a working height of approximately 6 will be erected. They'll be erected to access the rear. What a sentence. Will be erected to access the rear. This is an official email from the building. There may be a degree of noise. Luckily, I'm not... What were the dates again? 5th of May to the 8th of May? Is that when I'm in Greece? I think it is. Wow. I'm going to be in Greece that entire time. Don't worry. So I don't have to care about that then. Goodbye, email. Never to be seen again. Oh, I am a bit peckish. What do I even want to eat? I had noodles for lunch, so I guess I don't want to get another Chinese again, maybe. I'm away at the weekend, so I don't want to buy anything. So warm, is that? No, that radiator's off. It's got quite warm all of a sudden. Oh, 15% off up to 30 orders on scheduled orders. No. No, I want my food now, I don't want it scheduled. Mexican? Mexibean? Is this the one that had like a 3-star hygiene rating and I just... 5-star hygiene rating? It's out there for other locations. There's one in Halifax, isn't there? Under 30 minutes. There we go, the Halifax one. What's yours? You've got a 5 hygiene rating. You're not Halifax though, are you? Brick House. This one? Also Brick House. So the one labelled Halifax is actually in Brick House. It is the same. Oh, but they have a buy one get one free on vegan nachos. Oh. Oh, that's tempting. Loaded Oreo churros on a buy one get one free. Wow. Okay, I'm getting really hungry. I'll look at that later. I came here to write, not to order food. Does this fit the vibe? No, this is more of like a Spanish. I don't think this like jazz vibe fits, does it? Let's see what it comes up with. Royalty. How do I find free bar music? I want like a salsa music, is that what I want? Royalty free salsa music. Latin salsa. Do I want this? Oh, let's leave it on for a bit. This might be a bit intense. This might be a bit much. This is quite a tale. Because the stories with Ral are always a bit more chill, aren't they? They're not whatever this is. This is much. This is... I mean, I'm kind of into it. It's growing on me. Okay, let's leave it for a bit. The temperature had continued to rise as Ral travelled south. It had changed from pleasant to uncomfortable. The storm from the previous night left the morning air humid, and Ral... I can't, this music. Is there anything a bit more calm? What are you? Okay, you're a bit calmer. Perfect. There was nothing more that he wanted than to relax when he arrived at the fishing village of Laomoa. He soaked himself in the external bath at the local menino, and watched the morning's fishing boats return into the harbour. So this implies that it is morning. So this sentence where it says the next morning, that morning, because it is still the morning. The boats docked onto the sides of the many ramshackled wooden piers that stretched out into the bay. Olive-tanned men hoisted nets filled with fish from their little wide-beamed rowboats and carried them up to the morning fish market. The village had been built at the base of a steep hill that stretched down to the water and ended at a small golden sand beach. As the village grew, it had extended up the hillside, resulting in rows of colourful houses sprawled above the coastline. The menino was a 3-story yellow building. I put... is 3 stories hyphen? 3-story... Is that hyphenated? 3-story yellow building at the top of the village. Sitting atop of the village. What about that? Yellow building. Sitting top of the village. There's a top one T. Sitting atop the village and teetering on the edge of a small cliff face. Is cliff face one word or two? Let's have a look. Cliff face, one word or two. Cliff face is generally written as 2 words. Okay. Is 3-story? Should 3-story be? Is 3-story enough to kill you? What if... No. No, don't. Should 3-story be hyphenated? Yes, should 3-story should be hyphenated when it acts as a compound adjective. Yellow build? What about yellow building? Okay, this has become a bit more intense. This music. Depends on the position of the sentence. Generally should hyphenate it when it comes before the noun it modifies, but leave it open when it follows the noun. Okay. Can I... Okay, that one's a bit nicer. A bit more calm. Sitting atop the village and teetering on the edge of a small cliff face. The external bath was a large basin built into the cliff face. Built into the... I highlighted cliff face because it repeats on cliff face here. It just sounds a bit weird when you read it all. The menino was a 3-story building sitting atop the village and teetering on the edge of a small cliff face. The external bath was a large basin built into the cliff face. So its cliff face is repeated too many times. Oh, that's moved it. Okay. I need to add a comment back so it moves it. There we go. Do not remove. Okay, there we go. I guess, do I want Laomoa to be yellow? I guess if I add more comments, though, it will continuously shift backwards. It's Google Docs, so whenever there's a comment, it just shifts the page left and right on the screen, which is very inconvenient when you want to highlight just the page. So let's leave it as a comment. The external bath was a large basin built into the surrounding hill. Heated by a boiler system that flowed hot water into the bath. Does that make sense? Heated by a boiler system that flowed hot water into the bath. Is that a sentence? Ignore you. The external bath was a large basin built into the surrounding hill, heated by a boiler system. Boiler? Why can't I say boiler? Heated by a boiler system that flowed hot water into the bath. The menino had a handful of rooms and a place to eat, but all Raoul had wanted was the bath. He had travelled far from the north, from the city of Dornester in the Basque region of Kiel, down through the wildlands of Gion and entering into the Majul Peninsula, where the village of Laomoa sat at the southern tip. The capital of Majul was in the north of the country, and had stood undefeated for nearly 1,000 years. It wasn't until recent history when it had fallen due to a great siege from a neighbouring country. Since then it had been captured and recaptured as many times as there were people in Laomoa claiming that the city had never fallen. The much larger city of Serevi on the eastern coast of the peninsula had seen combat, but not Laomoa. They had continued on blissfully unaware, waving off all tales of their capitals falling as nothing more than rumours and hearsay. Ral had a purpose for making the long journey south. He had visited a travelling carnival group in Dornester, and there he had seen the usual assortment of attractions, casters of magical tricks, acts of incredible strength and bravery. What had caught Ral's attention was the animal collection. All were creatures of no remark. Is that comma right? What had caught Ral's attention, comma, was the animal collection. I'm sure it's fine. All were creatures of no remark. A bullhorn from the Sail Wastes, a churmic from the Filgern jungle, all were unremarkable, except one. A fish swam in a small glass tank, long since dead like all the other animals, but preserved. Doesn't need here, that's a redundant word. Long since dead like all the other animals, but preserved and made to move through magic. It was a creature which should no longer exist. This was a creature. This was a creature which should no longer exist. The fish was small and slender, with 3 fins set around its torso in a triangulate shape. Triangulate? Triangular? Triangular? In a triangular shape. Its blue scale shimmered with a green hue as it moved under the artificial lights in its tank. Its head was narrow, long and slim, and it opened to reveal a row of sharp teeth. He had inquired about where the fish had been discovered. The animal master had directed him to a small fishing village on the southern tip of the Majul Peninsula. That morning, Ral headed down into the village. At this early hour, so this early hour, it would just be people heading to the shops to buy food. At this early hour, the streets were abuzz with people heading to and from. Is it 1, 2? Heading to? Heading to and from? To and from the village's market. Heading to and from. Is that... Let's have a Google. Is that the right use of to? Should this be 2 or 2? Is this a gift tag? To and from. If you're using this on a tag. People were heading to TO, the single TO. Why is it correct? To is a preposition used to indicate direction, destination, or movement from a place. In the phrase to and from, it acts as the opposite of from. To is an adverb. This is 2 with 2 O's. To is an adverb that means also, as well, or excessively, more than enough. Okay. So this is the single O. The streets were abuzz with people heading to and from the village's market. So in a city, in a small village, would it have... It'd be an outdoor market, wouldn't it? Because they wouldn't... The outdoor market was situated near the harbour, where local fishermen and local farmers sold their goods in the morning rush. So it's local fishermen and local farmers sold their goods in the morning rush. Raoul entered through the Walls Gate, the market Walls Gate. So it's a market that's outdoors, but it has a wall around it, maybe. And then that wall has a gate, and Raoul enters through that gate. So how would I... Raoul entered through the market's gate. The market's gate. Built into the surrounding wall. Raoul entered through the market gate, built into the surrounding wall. I don't like this a buzz. Let's highlight this to say that I don't like this word. Add a comment. Not sure I like this word. Raoul entered through the market's gate, built into the surrounding wall. Inside was rows and rows of market stalls, where numerous people shouted about their wares. Shouted about their wares. All had large baskets and tables filled with fruit, vegetables. All had large baskets and tables filled with fruit, vegetables, and what do you call goods that have been like created? You know, like honey and jams and sauces and pastes. What are those sort of? Let's have a Google. What is the general term for goods that have been made? I.e. sauces and pastes. Condiments. Food paste, sauces, purees. How would I describe them? Let's see what the internet comes up with. Condiments. Yeah, let's call it condiments and preserves. All filled with fruit, vegetables, condiments and preserves. Down here in the south, the local produce. Down here in the south, the local produce seemed more colourful, vibrant, brimming with juice and flavour. Raoul stopped at a stall. Val stopped at a fruit stall and admired the selection. Melons and what's the term for like lemons and limes? What is the category for lemons and limes? Citrus fruits. Citruses. Melons and citruses. One selection. Citruses? Citruses? Is that the word? Citruses? Why is spell check not? Citruses. Citruses. Plural of citrus. Citruses. Melons and citruses. Covered the stall. And the cellar. Melons and citruses covered the stall, and the seller started to promote his wares. Raoul bought a pomelo. Is that a thing? A pomelo. A pomelo is the largest citrus fruit. Okay, maybe not a pomelo. That's too big. Should I just have it called an orange? An overly large orange fruit. Maybe it shouldn't be an orange, but I'll just describe an orange. Raoul bought an overly large orange fruit with a thick skin. He had to with a thick skin he had to peel away. Thick skin that he was informed he had peel away. Raoul bought an overly large orange fruit with a thick skin that was informed he had to peel away in order to access the edible parts, the inside. These fruits were particularly delicious. This year's crop of the orange fruits had been particularly delicious. Also, the seller acclaimed. Raoul agreed as he walked around the market. Eating the fruit. Okay. That morning, Raoul headed down to the village. At this early hour, the streets were abuzz with people heading to and from. At this early hour, the streets were abuzz with people heading to and from the village's market. The outdoor market was situated near the harbour, where local fishermen and local farmers sold their goods in the morning rush. Raoul entered through the market's gate, built into the surrounding wall. Inside were rows. Excuse me. Inside were rows and rows of market stalls. Where numerous people shouted about their wares. All had large baskets and tables. Where numerous sellers peddled their wares. Peddled their wares. Peddled. All had large baskets and tables filled with fruit, vegetables, condiments and preserves. Down here, in the south, the local produce seemed more colourful and vibrant, brimming with juice and flavour. Ral stopped to the fruit stall and admired the selection. Melons and citruses covered the stall, and the seller started to promote his wares. Maybe selection? Ral bought an overly large orange fruit with a thick skin that he was informed he had to peel away in order to access the edible parts on the inside. Access the internal edible. Ral bought an overly large orange fruit with a thick skin that he was informed he had to peel away in order to access the internal edibles? No, not edibles. Can't say edibles. In order to access the internal edible part of the fruit. Ral bought an overly large orange fruit with a thick skin that was informed he had to peel away in order to access the internal edible parts of the fruit. This year's crop of the orange fruits called what's a citrus sounding name? A lemon and a lime and a called a lemon, lime, pomelo. A lot of M's, isn't there? Lemon, lime, pomelo, melon, orange. Called a mallige. Called a mallige. A mallige. Ral bought an overly large orange fruit called a mallige with a thick skin that he informed he had to peel away in order to eat the internal. With a thick skin that he informed he had to peel away. Maybe I just end there. This year's crop of mallige fruits had been particularly. This year's crop of mallige fruits had been particularly delicious, or so the seller had claimed. Ral agreed as he walked around the market, slowly eating the fruit. The internal structure broke away into bite-sized chunks that he could rip apart. The internal structure broke away into bite-sized chunks that he could rip apart. Each was a self-contained parcel of juice and flavour. It had sweet taste with a sour tint. With a sour tinge to it. Ral made a mental note to buy the fruit again. The smell of the fish section of the market. Ral smelt fish stalls before he saw them. The overpowering scent of... How would you describe the smell of a fish? Briny. Scent of the briny. Scent of brine and salt, wafted on the gentle breeze from the east, let's say westmost side. Val smelt the fish stalls before he saw them. The overpowering scent of brine and salt wafted on the gentle breeze from the westmost side of the market. It was a sea of colour. All had large baskets and tables filled with fruit, vegetables, condiments and preserves. It was a sea of people and colour. Can I say it was a sea of colour, where numerous sellers peddled their wares? It was a sea of colour. Is there a better place to put that sentence? All had large baskets and tables filled with fruit, vegetables, condiments and preserves. It was a sea of colour. Where numerous sellers peddled their wares to numerous village folk that wandered through. Inside were rows and rows of market stalls where numerous sellers peddled their wares to numerous village folk that wandered through. All had large baskets. All the stalls were covered in large baskets filled. All the stalls were covered in large baskets filled with fruit, vegetables, condiments and preserves. It was a sea of colour. Down here in the south, the local produce seemed more vibrant. Seemed larger. Down here in the south, the local produce seemed larger and more vibrant, brimming with juice and flavour. Ral stopped to the... Maybe this whole... Down here in the south, the local produce seemed larger and more vibrant. Ral stopped at a fruit stall and admired the selection. Melons and citruses covered the stall and the seller started to promote his selection. Ral bought an overly large orange fruit called a malig. Malig? Have I ever put an E there? Malige? Malige. Maybe if the E goes there. And then what now? Called him a league. With a thick... It comes from a league, sure. Called him a league. With a thick skin that he was informed he had to peel away. This year's crop of Malik fruits had been particularly delicious, or so the seller had claimed. Ral agreed as he walked around the market. Ral smelt the fish stalls. Before he saw them, the overpowering scent of brine and salt wafted on the gentle breeze from the westmost side of the market. He wandered up and down the stalls until finally he found what he was looking for. A long and slender blue-scaled fish that shimmered green under the morning sun. Maybe I guess if Ral's from the north, very far north, and he's travelled down south, it will be a completely different language, won't it? A completely different language. The locals spoke a mixture of old Majulian. Should the name of a language be capitalized? Should the name of a language be capitalized? Whoa! Whoa! What's that noise? Well, that was a very unpleasant noise. Did it come through on the stream? Yeah, that did come through on the stream. That's not very good. Oh. You need moving as well. So it actually looks. Ba-ba-ba-bam-bam-bam-bam-bam. Does it look better? Maybe the little black mark and the little gap kinda works. Maybe. Should the name always written in a capital letter? Okay. The locals spoke a mixture of Old Majulian and local dialect. With Rel's knowledge of modern Majulian spoken in the north of the region, he was just about able to converse. Ral agreed. Hello as he walked around the market, slowly eating the fruit. This year's crop of Malay fruit had been particularly delicious, or so the seller. So Ral thought the seller claimed. This year's crop of Malik fruits had been particularly delicious, or so Ral thought the seller claimed. The locals spoke a mixture of Old Majulian and local dialect, with Ral's knowledge of modern Majulian. With Ral's knowledge of the modern Majulian language spoken in the north of the region. He was just about able to converse. Ral agreed with the seller as he walked around the market, slowly eating the fruit. The internal structure broke away into bite-sized chunks that he could rip apart. Each was a self-contained. Each being a self-contained parcel of juice and flavour. It had a sweet taste with a sour tinge to it. Ral made a mental note to buy the fruit again. He smelt the fish stalls before he saw them. The overpowering scent of brine and salt wafted on the gentle breeze from the westmost side of the market. He wandered up and down the stalls until finally he found what he was looking for. A long and slender blue-scaled fish that shimmered green under the morning sun. Okay, this is the this fish is beautiful. This fish is beautiful, the man behind the stall said as he noticed. It's very popular. You should buy it. This fish is beautiful, the man behind the stall said as he noticed Ral. It's very popular. If you want it, you should buy it. Or someone else does. Where did you get it? Ral said. I fished it up this morning. Near the islands. I fished it up this morning near the islands. Does he claim that it's rare? Yeah. No, it should come across as a bit more friendly. Ah! Ah, the blue-scaled... Ah, the blue-scaled serpentine. What is serpentine? Serpentine. What is serpentine? Serpentine is a group of green, magnesium-rich silicate minerals and metamorphic rocks that form deep within the earth. Ah, the blue-scaled serpentfish. Let's give it like a fun name like that. The blue-scaled serpentfish. You, sir. Have a good eye. This fish is a thing of beauty. The man behind the stall said as he noticed Ral. It's very popular. That could be more. This is a popular fish. It is a popular fish. If you want it, you should buy it. I reckon it won't be on my stall for long. This is a popular fish. If you want it, you should buy it before someone else does. I reckon it won't be on my stall for long. Oh, all this talk of food is making me quite hungry. Do I just get this Mexibean? So there's Mexibean, which is in Brighouse, 26 Commercial Street. There's Mexibean Halifax, which is at 26 Commercial Street, Brighouse, and there's Mexibean Express Huddersfield. Oh, that one is actually in Huddersfield. Okay. Ooh, Mexicali, what are you? Where are you? Huddersfield. Wow, you're over an hour to get here. Buy one, get one free on cheesy nachos, though. A vegan chicken fajita burrito? That sounds nice. Do I just get that? Do I get this? Choose a dip. So sriracha mayo. That sounds nice. Choose a drink. What's pico de gallo? It sounds nice. Sounds really nice. Pico de gallo. Salsa fresca. Oh, it's salsa. Pickled slaw? Sour cream, cheese, rice, jalapenos, refried beans, spicy salsa. Hmm. What about loaded fries? I need to book a train as well, actually. That's what I need to do. Let's get a train booked while I remember to book a train. A train tomorrow. Refunds have changed. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. You can let me see my journey? Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's the normal journey. Oh, £40 to get the train down. Trains are so expensive now. It's sad how expensive trains are. Do I even get a takeaway tonight? No, maybe not. Oh, the indecision. I'm paying £40 for a train. I'm not made of money. Which would be weird if I was. My skin was banknotes. My blood ran as coins. My blood cells are tiny little coins. I am literally made of money. I go to the toilet and I shit out gold bars. It's painful. It's very painful. But I would be, I'd be so rich. I'd be very bruised down there. I'd be so rich. Maybe your body would get used to it. Maybe. Would it get used to it, or would it just be, oh? But if it comes out at like a wrong angle, there could be a lot of. Yeah, but I guess blood is also money. If everything, if I am literally made of money. How are the old accounts doing? How's the balance looking? Oh. Oh, it doesn't look good. Yeah, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't get a takeaway. Oh, Croatia was expensive. And Greece is going to be expensive. What have I even got in the way of food? Potato waffles? Why is chat disabled? How's that happened? Tools? Docs? Chat? Sign into chat. Oh. Wants me to sign in. Is it going to let me sign in? What's my password? That's not my password. That's also not my... I don't remember my password. Try another way. Use my passkey. Use your passkey to confirm that's really you. Your device will ask your fingerprint. Oh. Oh. That pin isn't good. Oh my god. Has it worked? Have I logged in? Hey, I'm logged in. Hooray. Yay. Perfect. For my one... For myself. It is me. I am the only one here. Is it getting warmer? Do I want a takeaway? No, because getting a takeaway is less money and more calories. I'd want more money and less calories. Yeah? What else is there? Are there any low-calorie options? Oh, I signed in. I wasn't happy about that. Lots of complaints about me signing in. Greek. What comes up with Greek? Ooh, gyros. Just a plate of halloumi. A club sandwich. Chicken, pork. Lucanico? What is that? Pork. Lamb. Falafel halloumi. You would be nice. £3.50 to save. Well, a drink is only £1.40. That doesn't give me enough portions. Halloumi souvlaki. Skewered halloumi pieces with mixed pepper. Chips. No. No, nothing is really jumping out at me. Probably means that what I have in the freezer will be fine. Dollopy? What are you? Wow. Pure veg chicken. Does that combo really go? Oh. I'm just looking at the food, I'm just getting hungry. Ah. At this early hour, the streets had a handful of people. Maybe that. At this early hour, the streets had a handful of people heading to and from the village's market. It's a rare one. You don't see a fish like this. I fished it up this morning in the islands. It's a rare one. You don't see a fish like this too often. Any island specifically? Why? You trying to catch one yourself? Yeah. Something like that. Excuse me. I caught it near the shores of Lake Island. I caught it near the shores of Lake Island. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. I caught it near the shores of Lake Island. Good luck to you. They don't appear too often. Ral thanked the merchant and headed out of the market down towards the dock. Down towards the docks. Is docks the right word for a small village? Maybe singular dock? Would a small village have multiple docks? Yes. No. Ral thanked the merchant and headed out of the market. Headed out of the market down towards the dock. Small fishing boats. They were just small boats. Small boats lined the shore. Where wooden jetties been built out towards the sea. Tessie? Jetties. What's a jetty? Jetties. Jetties are man-made, typically wooden or stone, structures projecting from the shore into water to protect harbours, to prevent shoreline erosion and act as docks or piers for loading. What about piers then? Not Piers Morgan. Piers. Water. Water piers. Elevated structures built on piles or pillars that project from shores over water, serving as walkways, fishing spots, or docking points. Let's call it piers then, not wooden Piers Morgans. Small boats lined the shore where wooden piers had been built out towards the sea. The pace of this is very slow, isn't it? Line the shore, docked. Docked onto wooden piers. Docked onto wooden piers that... Small boats lined the shore, comma, docked onto wooden piers that had been built out towards the sea. A few looked. They were well maintained, with spotless coats. With spotless coats of white paint. Along the outsides and decorated oars. On the outside with decorated oars resting on mounts within boats. Others looked so rotted. Ral wondered how they were keeping afloat. A young man stood in a small, well-kept boat. Wheel-kept? A young man was stood in a small, well-kept boat. Sorting through a large fishing net. I'm looking for someone to take me out to Island. Well, said to the young man. stopped. He turned to look at Raoul, all while continuing to sort through the net. He turned to look at Raoul, all while continuing to sort through the net. He seemed no more than 16. He seemed no more than 16. He seemed no more than 16 and messy. Messy black hair. He was no more than 16. Messy black hair was swept back. His head. And olive tanned skin stuck to his skinny frame. Olive tanned skin. Is that... should that be a hyphen? Should that be hyphenated? Depends on its position in the sentence. What about this? Let's give it the full sentence. This is the Google AI overview. Should be hyphenated. Okay. We weren't looking to go back out. We weren't looking to go back out again. That should be a comma. The boy said, through a thick local accent. Are you sightseeing? Galpica. Are you sightseeing? Galpica has a better beach. But this is an uninhabited island. What's Rail's plan here? Does he want to go? Does he want to go to the island and then spend a while searching on it? If it's uninhabited, what was his plans for getting back? Or maybe he hasn't even thought that far ahead. Or do I want to put food in the oven? Oh, ba-bum. Let's put some food in the oven. Rather than getting a takeaway. Let's save the wallet. That should be fine. Put them for 10 minutes and let's have some sausages as well. And then I'll make some beans. It's not the best, but it'll do. Yeah, I'll go for like 15 more minutes. When this timer rings is when I'll end. I say to myself. Val shook his head. Are you sightseeing? Galbica has a better beach. Raoul shook his head. I'm interested in the local area. Of Leica. Would you be to take me out there? I'm interested in the local area of Leica. Would you be able to take me out there? I can pay. So he just goes up to the first person. So it's changed from a young man. A young man was stood in a small wet-cat boat. Maybe I'll just... Messy black hair was swept back over his head, and olive tan skin stuck to his skinny frame. The man said through a thick... The man's eyes drifted to Raoul's satchel at his side, hanging a satchel hanging from a shoulder strap at his side. It's not too far to go. Then a smile spread. It's not too far. It's not too. It's not too far to go. Oh, my typing. My typing's gone terrible. I'll give you a ride, but I won't charge. He looked up towards the sky. There wasn't a cloud in sight. It's nice weather for a boat trip. He held out his hand. Ral shook it. The name's Glail. Glail, that's a nice name, is it? The name's Glail. The name's Glail. I'm ready to set off in about half an hour. Wow. Whoa. What a horrendous noise of static. Ral said. I think that should be fine. There's no one watching, I'm just gonna... Maybe the music could be a bit higher. Yeah, maybe that's fine, have the music a bit higher. Am I getting double music? I am. That seems fine. It was for Galale. What does that even mean? I'm supposed to go to dinner tonight to find out the flavour of a friend's spawn, as in the gender. Who's getting married? So, no Tom, no Mark, no Raja. But we'll get 3 people. That's enough. It's close to an hour before Glayland's boat was ready to set off. Oh. Oh. I'd like to be able to play guitar like this. D&D's cancelled. We don't have the people. Oh. Yeah. No Raja, no Tom, no Deimos, no Katak. Just Willow. Insane, that is an insane word choice. The flavour of someone's spawn. Are they sweet or are they spicy? Ah, it's happened. I'm at the age when all my friends are now having kids. I'm at that age. Do I want to write more? I feel like I've sort of tapered out a bit with the writing. I'm a bit burnt out at the moment. What is there to chat about? I am going to Greece. soon on the 1st, which I'm very much looking forward to. I'm gonna fly into Athens. Oh, well, that was the end of the. There goes the 15 minutes timer, which I said would be the end of it anyway. God, that timer's still going. That's a long timer. Are you still going? Oh, you stopped. Let's go check the state of my potatoes. Potato waffles, to be exact. Delicious. Well, they're cooking. Slowly but surely. They are cooking. Do I put the... Let's put the sausages in now as well. I bought these sausages, Linda McCartney sausages. Vegan ones. And they are not that nice. But they're in my freezer, so I'm gonna eat them and I'm gonna use them up. Because it's either that or they just never get eaten and they get thrown away. And oh, I don't want to throw away food. It feels like such a waste. When I bought them. But buy it, I'm gonna eat it. Okay, let's put the timer on for another 10 minutes. Where'd the timer go? Oh, I left it back in the other room. Oh, there's so much walking around. I'm not built for all this walking. These legs weren't made for walking. They were made to sit in a chair and do nothing all day. That's what my legs were made to do. Oh, okay, 10 minutes on the timer. I'm so excited to go to Greece. I've said the food is going to be great. The scenery is going to be great. The weather is going to be great. Oh, me and there's 3 of us going. A group of 3. We've booked this like Airbnb place on an island that has its own pool, own little private pool. And so I'm so excited just to be able to get up in the morning, go down, and then fish out endless amounts of bugs from the pool. Because there's going to be so many bugs. I mean, let's be real, these like Mediterranean... Is Greece a Mediterranean country? I don't know. Is it a Mediterranean country? Let's find out. But some of these countries have so many bugs. Is Greece a Mediterranean country? Yes! Greece is firmly considered a Mediterranean country. Wow. It is situated in the heart of the Mediterranean basin, bordered by the Mediterranean Sea to the south and the Aegean and Ionian Seas, defining its geography, culture, climate, and cuisine. Okay, so it's the pinnacle of Mediterranean. And if there's one thing in these Mediterranean countries, it's bugs. And if there's one thing that bugs love to do, that is go drown in a swimming pool. So I'm going to be fishing out so many bugs every morning. I hope that they have provided like a big net. They should do a big net that I can use to scoop out the bugs. Oh, it's gonna be. It's because it's an Airbnb. I bet they haven't gonna have pre-done it before we get there. I bet it's gonna be just bug. I would say heaven, but given that they'll all be dead, it'll be bug hell in that pool. And then so it'll be me going in, because the other 2 won't do it. I'm the one that loves swimming. The other 2 are not as much as swimmers as I am. I adore swimming. I don't go swimming in the UK, because I've just been spoilt by swimming in like Croatia and where was it that I went last year? We had the pool, the island, Sicily. The pool in Sicily was so nice. Being able to get in the morning and swim. That's the reason why we have a pool this time, is because we had the pool. What's beeping? Has my fire alarm started beeping? Oh no, tell me it ain't true. I have to change the battery. I don't want to just leave it forever. I need to actually change that battery. I'll put it on my to-do list to do at some point when I get back from Greece, of course. Everything will be done after I get back from Greece. That's the plan. When I'm back is when to do it. Don't have to do it now. No, that'd be rubbish. That'd be awful doing things now. No one wants to do things now. Oh, there it goes, beeping again. Yep, I hear you. I hear you, Mr. Fire Alarm. You can be changed. I wonder if we can set up. Let's see if Chris wants to try setting up a Minecraft server. I don't know how far we're going to get on setting up a Minecraft server, given that I've never done it before. He's never done it before. Neither of us have any idea what we're doing. We want to host it ourselves. Well, I'm sure we can figure out a way to host it ourselves on GCP. Put it onto a virtual machine. Maybe. I don't know. We need to experiment. We need to try. We need to see if it's even possible. That's the first step. See if it's even possible. It'll be possible. I guess the question is what is the minimum amount of money that we need? Because I don't want to spend money. It all should be kept as cheap as possible. Because if everything's cheap, more can be done. Because if everything costs money, you're limited by money. If everything's cheap, the limiter of money disappears. The only limiter then is time. And can't do anything about that. Time is all we have. Time is what we get given. Can't get more of it, well, you can get less of it. In a very dark way, you can very easily give yourself less time. But we can't get more of it. Time is the ultimate resource, actually, isn't it? If only we had more time. If only. The company that invents a way to generate more time would be so rich. Like, what's that room in Dragon Ball that they go in? But is that more time? Because do they still age within the room? You need a way for someone to have more time without aging. So imagine, if you could make people live longer, that would give people more time. That would not do very well on the global population. If all the old people suddenly stopped dying because they were living like twice as long, would we double the population? Well, I guess we wouldn't double immediately, but we'd theoretically get to the point where the billions would start going high, wouldn't they? We'd have a lot of billions. If you extend your lifespan, is it a situation where you reach like 100 and you look like a normal 100-year-old person, but instead of dying, you just keep going and you just keep getting older and older and older, and you just don't die? Oh, that'd be awful. Like, imagine you have a lifespan of 240 or something, but by the time you reach 100, you're already old and your body is falling apart. All the old people that just keep going. It would just be care homes. The whole world would just be full of care homes. I don't want that. That's a terrible invention. Who invented that? It's rubbish. What would I do? I guess if you increase double your lifespan to 240, maybe 200 is when people are like 100. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Why did that count as 2 messages? I guess, can I pause this music and pick up my guitar? I will get better one day. But I'm enjoying... I need to write something. And the way we see it, is it only over? Because the place we know is long and lost and told me for it. And then the place we go to, and the place we say it, and the time before us, only know what we can do then. So come along and let me show you all the time. Fine, I'll go get some food. I need to get back into writing music. But writing stories is very fun as well. I'm enjoying writing this. It's slow progress though, isn't it? I must have done... Like, if I do the tools word count, 700 words in, what, like an hour and a half? Or an hour, maybe? That's alright, but now I'm already feeling a bit burnt out. I feel like I need to get back into it. Get back into the motivation. Get back into the mood, so that I can just sit and write. Because I'm starting out again. This is the first time I've written anything in months and months. So I need to work my way back into it. I'm enjoying it. And I'm hoping that what I'm producing is of decent quality, at least. You know, something that I can be proud of. Something that I can show off to people. And they'll be like, wow, that's pretty cool. That's kind of cool. It's like, wow, that's neat. How neat. That's the level that I want. Let's put that back in. Okay, I need to do some washing up. So I am going to end here. How nice. How lovely. How now? How now? With my 0 watchers over the entire thing. I doubt even a single person clicked on the stream at any point. That's okay, I guess. That is okay.